Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ray and we are about to jump into episode 4 of season 2 of The Wheel of Time. So it's been a week since I watched the first 3 episodes, and I'm really enjoying the season so far. I really enjoy the show so far, but season 2 has really kind of stepped it up. Production, just storylines, acting. I mean, to be honest, it's pulling. We're finally really getting into the story of the Wheel of Time, and I feel like, at least with the books, for me, the story didn't really pick up until the start of book 2 into book 3, and that's when it really started to like make an impact on me. So I think we're finally digging into the parts of the story that like hooked me when I first started reading the books. Yeah, I don't want to get into any kind of preamble. The last thing, or the vivid memories from the last episode, is Uno's death. Gonna miss you, buddy. And Nynaeve's accepted test that was horrible and traumatizing to witness, and especially for her to experience. So she's going to have years of memories from a fake life or an alternate life that felt real to her, and a whole years of memories of a child, a daughter that she never had with Lan. Like, that's going to be very interesting for their dynamic, because that did not happen. Let me just say this. I guess slight spoilers, but her accepted test was a little bit different. It was in the same vein. So the vibes are the same, and the it was overall like similar, but like this little bit of change of like having her spin, like she does get stuck in there and then she has to use the power to call the gate again, or the arch again. Sure, that happens, but like having her spin like good upwards of like 5, 6, 7 years, something like that, 5, 6, 7, I think that little girl was, of years in the arches with that land and living a whole life. That is going to be real interesting to see how they unpack that, because that's a lot of trauma. And then the last thing that happened was that they all got violently killed, and then you tried to run away to safety with your daughter, and then she turned out to not be real, and you couldn't bring her through. Oof, that's gonna be tough. So I'm real curious to have her meet the real Lan and see how it affects her relationship with him now that she's had this kind of mystical, he's kind of fake, kind of mystical, magical, he might be real but from an alternate universe, whatever. That how she interacts with him after living a life with that land, and how much of him is real, or how much of him, of the fake him, is actually reflective of the real him. That's what I really mean. Because if the magic of the arch is pulling from reality, from like an honest to God, like alternate reality version of Lan, where he goes to the 2 rivers with her, then some of what she would have learned in there would be real, right? Sorry, I didn't put the background up. Whatever, you guys will get it. I'm not editing it. So you guys, so like what's tripping me out is that she spent so much time with a version of Lan, but it's not the real Lan. So how much of him does she really know, or was it pulled straight from her imagination of Lan? And so the arch only brought in stuff that she already knows. I'm very curious to see what they do with that. If they do anything with that. It's not necessarily required, but it would, if I were writing this story, it would bother me not to address that part, at least a little bit. So we'll see. I'm quite excited for the next episode. I don't want to talk anymore about it. Let's just jump in. It's a cool location. Okay, there's a seal.
Lanfear sarkon lendi.
Lanfear?
Achaba kasei zar.
I don't know any much of the old time, but I know Lanfear's name. Daughter of the night.
Shall ever be.
Oh, this is I forgot her name from Karen, whatever. Yeah, this area is like modeled after like a mix of, what is it, like, what did somebody say, 17th century France and Japan, like mixed together culturally, I mean, and aesthetically, really, not really culturally. Well, I guess a little bit culturally.
My lady, this older sister.
Ah, that's right. Oh my God, that's right. I forgot. She's she's her Moiraine's sister. That's right.
Come in here.
I forgot.
It's been decades, Moiraine.
That's right. What? It's your sister, girl. Like, talk to her.
Have some tea. Perhaps lunch.
Jesus.
There's someone I need to meet this morning.
What happened? I remember that they're sisters. Obviously, and I remember, I remember a lot of things, but I won't get into some of those spoilers.
If you rebuild my inn
but
for me, I can't charge you room and board anymore.
I don't remember what happened that made them so estranged. I do not remember that
It's
at
not
all.
your fault.
The company right now. For anyone.
Well, the fire drove off all the other tenants. If you do really want to be alone, that is.
She's so manipulative. This is such an interesting arc. Let's say that. Ooh, really beautiful shot of the tower, but from a different angle and detail. Ooh. Oh, girl, she just spent like 6 years in the arches, so trauma. Not Elnor Jr. Okay. Yeah, no, that's terrible. Like, I cannot even imagine. And she's accepted now because she came out the arches, so there's that. Yeah, put on the ring, girl.
If you need anything.
Yeah. Because everybody thought you were dead, girl.
So good to have you back.
Oh, and she feels super conflicted because she literally lost. I assume she hasn't told her about having a daughter and everything like that, like the details. I'm assuming she's kept that to herself and not told anybody. Oh my God. Oh, we're with Alana. Okay. Oh wow, I did not recognize Maxim with his hair down.
I'm fine.
Is that her family?
You heard what I said about fire.
I'm still full from breakfast.
It was 2 hours ago at least.
Oh, you about to be.
Smoking about?
It's been a while since you brought a new man home.
Slowing down in your old age.
Where does the third one go now?
I mean, if you really want to answer that, there's an answer for that kind of a question. He looks great, by the way.
Nynaeve is going into the arches.
I'm not looking to repeat my failures.
Oh, honey. Oh, no, she cut him to the bone with those
I wish you could
words.
have known Moiraine before.
Before she became who she
Before what?
is.
Something happened to her. About 20 years ago now.
Are we gonna see 20 years ago? Because I know what happened. obviously, but I don't want to talk about it if the show doesn't talk about it first, you know. A puff puff pass. You and your sister get down. Logain Abla. Oh yeah, she did order the Galdian Red. Okay, I should have known. Hey, what's up? Remember me?
I should kill you where you stand.
You tried that once?
Makes
Randall
sense.
Tor.
I was wondering why he was
Had him
here
here
instead of in
too.
Tarvalon. Moiraine.
Where's he staying?
Dark. But she doesn't. She'll
Something's
leave the knife with him, but he
different
doesn't
between us
necessarily
since she came
have
back.
to do it.
She's
you
an
know?
accepted now. It's not that.
Fair. Oh, she don't like any of that. Oh no. And they're not gonna let you do this anymore. Oh yeah, they're out of the tower. That's right.
You must be Nynaeve Almera, aren't you?
I'm just looking for Maxim and Aegon.
They're away with Alana Sedai, but I can train with you.
Oh no, that was her. That was her thing. Like her dream in the dream was her in a red dress with the ring on her hand. Alright, now what? What's Leandrin scheming? She's always scheming something. Alright, Leanne.
The Western Shore is under attack, and you're not sending any sisters to deal with it.
Speak with her.
What are we getting at here?
The Keeper rules the tower when the Amelin is away. I speak with the Amelin every time I open my mouth.
You know, if she falls, you'll fall with her.
So be it? Does she not know anything of loyalty? Leanne is true blue. In all senses of that phrase.
Look, I haven't seen any sign of the caravan for hours now.
What are we?
Wolf brother, they call us.
What does that mean?
Exactly what it sounds like.
Right? It's written on the tin,
Are they all
Perrin.
wolf brothers? Am I going to change into...
Don't be stupid.
No,
How did
you're
you
not a
find me?
werewolf.
Send that vision to lead us to it.
How does it work?
Instinct. You'll learn what they mean, how to send them.
You could have helped.
Are you in chains?
He helped. Fair. Like, we're not gonna be putting our lives on the line for a bunch of people that treat us like garbage too. This is such a complete change from the Tuatha'an, the Way of the Leaf. Just eating raw meat on the road. Oh, she came to find the inn burned down. Oh yeah, and she's like a noblewoman in the foregate. Come on.
The one before you.
Well, you're going to have to explain we promised no past.
Fair.
Easy for you since you're too young to have one.
Oh, wow.
You'd be surprised.
He was the first man I ever loved.
At least we're acknowledging the age gap.
Yeah, true. Powerful, confident, arrogant, really.
Yep.
With eyes that could fix everything in its place.
Sounds a bit boring.
The manipulation is so real, y'all. Like,
I got someone
messy.
like this.
This is gonna be so messy.
My
Like,
friends, they used to dream of cities and travel.
it's even messier because
Not
they
me.
they actually are having like a sexual,
Up here.
semi-emotional, romantic
looks like it's different
relationship. It's gonna be even
go back
messier. I kind of love
We'll
how
never
messy
give
this is about to
anyone
get.
what
No one and nothing ever gives you what you want.
You have to take it.
If you want something, you have to take it.
Oh, it's gonna be so messy, y'all. Oh, some dice.
Right. Hey, mate.
They'll be asking for the same woman.
Fair. All right, where are we going with this story? She's like, if I go back through, will I get my daughter again?
To set foot in this room ever again. Who did you lose inside?
Fucking everything.
My daughter. I've kept my son a secret for 80 years now, 90. I couldn't risk losing the only thing in this world that's ever been truly mine.
Not honesty from Leandrin.
You can channel the cursed by the dark. The truth is, we Aes Sedai are cursed too. We have to sit and watch the people we love pass by. Instead, helpless to stop it.
I can see why they don't let you teach novices.
I mean, it wasn't just that, but their chemistry is really good. These two actresses,
collapsing from the pain and loss.
they are selling this relationship to me in a way that we never in a million years got in the books, and I'm kind of loving it.
And then,
oh, Daniel Henney's profile.
Something she said. You keep saying it
perfect.
to yourself over and over. 1,000 cuts for her one.
Oh Lord. So do they know that Ishamael woke up Lanfear, or are they suspecting Moiraine of being a dark friend? I hope they're not suspecting her of being a dark friend, because she is absolutely not a dark friend. Or are they just, did she just look freaked out because it was one of the Forsaken?
But I didn't want to miss you. You're going to have to ask me very nicely over tea.
Fair. You know what? Fair. Because Moiraine do be acting like an asshole to everybody she knows. So have some tea and ask her where the boy is.
it must be nice for you in a way.
Give us a moment.
This is my room.
Very serious.
My glass I need to wash.
She's like, this is my room. She's saying, get the fuck out.
Roland and Loyal have been captured. I'm going to farm to free them.
Elaine, follow them.
Yes, I'm following you, obviously. To find out why you're sneaking out of the tower.
Egwene wouldn't hurt me, and you can't even embrace the source.
The entrance die.
A snake! Snake shit! Woo! I thought she was like telling them that so that they would leave the tower and get in trouble or something. Was she expecting just Egwene and her to be there?
Come on, man. No one is
Her aunts?
You know that better than anyone.
Nothing, because you'll be dead. Oof.
Open your eyes.
Oh my God! Is Shamael? What is going on? She's dreaming.
Carnival attraction.
Who are you?
She's dreaming.
Got so
That's
many
it.
names in this age. Father of lies, betrayer of hope.
Oh man, what did you get yourself into, girl? Rand and Moiraine. What? This is so messy. Not them just out in the fucking wilderness. Why ain't y'all in the cabin? Yeah, I was like, is that Moiraine there on the side? Or is it just the cloak that's up? Or what am I seeing over there in the corner? It looks like a person standing. Or is it just a rock? It's just a rock. Oh. Not them. Well, there's it.
I thought I could stop it.
It's just channel.
I should have told you.
The manipulation, y'all. Like,
you know that.
oh no! And now he's feeling it. Cause she gave him just enough real emotion to make him feel attached.
I just wish we...
Now she broke his heart.
They say when men go mad, they kill the people they love first. So I'll go as far away as I can.
You said you love me.
Right? Like, that's what I was like, what are we saying here? He does have an affection for you, girl.
You tell me you can channel.
This is so messy, y'all.
I don't know how much time we have.
Same as everyone else. Never enough.
Messy. This is so messy, y'all. Listen. Bro. This is like the...
Sure, he's asleep.
All right.
Who shall stand against her coming?
Not the BDSM.
The shining wall shall be.
You should know, Ran.
And blood shall ever be.
I'm a monster too.
Here we go. Oh! Moiraine!
No, hurry. We don't have much time.
No wonder he started choking her out in the trailer.
I haven't. I couldn't. The most dangerous of the Forsaken.
Her name.
Debatable.
She owes
Debatable.
I'm lying to you. Now we need to run.
She stabbed her in the back and then slit her throat. Yeah, cause she gonna get up and she gonna be pissed. Yep. All right. Okay. That was episode 4 of season 2 of The Wheel of Time, Daughter of the Night. Obviously the episode title and everything is referring to Lanfear, who we finally have revealed in this episode that it's Selene. It's been Selene this whole time. And if you go back and watch some of the earlier scenes with her, you'll see all the moon motifs. I mean, the fact that her name is Selene, which is of course another word for the moon, all of that is tied into her motif of being, the daughter of the night. So it's interesting to see her be so invested in, I don't know, seducing, right? Like, obviously this happened in the novels, of course, but we don't have them actually form like a genuinely sexual emotional relationship. And I feel like the show took it a little bit further, and it's going to make the fall real bad. Like, it already did. Like, because Rand is feeling some kind of way. The betrayal of trust for Lanfear to have done this to him and then be revealed to be who she really is. Like, it's going to have an impact on Rand that will last a long time. There's also, it's so interesting because we've seen 2 Forsaken, or at least that we know of. I don't want to reveal anything about that, but let's just say we've seen 2 Forsaken so far that we know of. And that's Ishamael and now Lanfear. And Lanfear, I don't know why. I mean, I guess it depends on how Moiraine is defining dangerous to consider Lanfear the most dangerous Forsaken. I guess it depends on how she's defining it. I think emotionally for Rand, yes, she might be. She might be the most dangerous. Especially if she also, she could be considered the most dangerous if we're considering the danger to be Rand's psyche and Rand's peace of mind and Rand being seduced to the dark, then yeah, sure. Sorry. You wanna come over? You wanna come over? Freya? You wanna come over? You wanna come over? No? You just wanna sit there and meow at me all day? What's so interesting about the Forsaken that we've seen so far is that there's a kernel of their interactions with the Emmonsfielders, and men, I guess, that feels weirdly authentic, especially the Emmonsfielders. Like, Lanfear with Rand, she was obviously manipulating him and everything like that, and just, you know, trying to do her evil girl thing, her evil thing. But I feel like a lot of her conversations with Rand were very authentic to her belief about her experience with the dragon, the previous dragon and the current dragon. I guess that's a little bit of a book spoiler, so maybe I'll put up a warning. But the thing with Lanfear is that a lot of the times when she's talking about this man that she gave her whole heart to, she's talking about Lews Therin, who was the previous dragon, who we saw in the opening scene of episode 8 of the last season. That's who she's talking about. And that whole... Actually, that was such a defining experience for all the Forsaken that I feel like a lot of the times when they're all talking about the dragon, they're all talking about him, Lews Therin, Telamon. And there's an interesting like kernel of honesty that I feel like they're injecting in their interactions with especially Rand and Perrin so far, that kind of gives them a little bit of an interesting tinge. Like there's a weird sincerity about that. Like the way she talks about her past relationship with Lews, and the way that Ishamael approached Rand in the last episode of last season, where it felt like he was saddened, just wondering, like when he very carefully kind of talked to him. How do I explain it? I'll probably chop this up. There's an interesting, even the way Ishamael in the last episode of the last season kind of talked with Rand. It felt very genuine, and it felt very like he was genuinely fascinated by meeting Rand again in this life after he knew him in the previous life. And that's got to be such a weird experience, right? To know somebody, they die, and then to know them again in a new life. Like that's super interesting. Yeah, no, it's interesting to get to see the Forsaken finally among us after hinting at them throughout last season and this season, and we're finally getting to meet them. We also in this episode got Liandrin finally showing her hand. She lures Nynaeve, and I assume I think she thought that Nynaeve was only going to pull in Egwene. But of course, Elaine showed up too, and that was a complication. But interesting that she chose now to show her hand. And I wonder what her thought process is. So did she really want Nynaeve to die in the Arches, and that's why she pushed to have her go so early? But what's the reason for doing all the sincere moments and all that stuff? Like, why not kill her while you were in the Arches? You know, when she was least suspecting it. Like while they were in the room about to have that talk. Like, what was the reason for not doing it there? Why wait until they get down into the little basement tunnel or whatever the hell? Is it because it's out of the tower, technically? Maybe? I don't know. But I'm curious to see where it goes from there, and like why she decided now is the time to show that she was actually like playing them. Yeah, I think she wanted to take them both out, but it felt like she was really genuinely trying to like make Nynaeve like influence her to be on Liandrin's side. I don't want to go too deep into spoilers since I don't know who's watching this, but like I wonder what was her motivation for spending all of that time teaching Nynaeve, trying to like get her understanding and everything like that, only to in this episode attack her and reveal herself to be a snake. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but I'm very curious to see what happens next week. We also got more of Perrin and Elias finally actually having a genuine conversation where Perrin doesn't like, you know, act all aggro towards him for no reason. So Elias finally had the chance to talk to Perrin about being a wolf brother. We heard the phrase wolf brother for the first time in the show. And we got to meet Hopper and like, you know, just get a little bit more of an explanation of what a wolf brother is and what they're not. They're not a werewolf. They're not the same thing as a werewolf. Yeah, it's so really cool to dig into that. I'm glad they brought that kind of forward a bit so that we could really engage with Perrin's abilities. Because his abilities are super cool. And I like the way they visualize it. I know some people have mixed feelings about the way they visualize, and are they seeing the past? Is he smelling things and that's the way his brain is interpreting things? Is this Telenriad? I think that's how you're supposed to say it. The dream world. You know, like it's hard to say. Yeah, we'll see where that goes. Especially because it feels like, see, you know, what I assume, this is what I'm going to say. I assume that Liandrin wanted them to go to the West Coast where the Shan-Chan were. And that's why she leaked the information about Perrin getting captured, is that she actually wanted them to leave the tower and then go there for whatever reason. But no, she then immediately attacked them. So I don't know what that was about. Actually, I'm starting to remember the books, and now I think I am remembering what it was about. Actually, I think I am remembering. But it's such a weird thing to have. I guess they're in her control. If they're still in the tower, they're still in her control. But if they went out on the road and then she attacked them, then maybe they would get away, or maybe they would be more alert to danger. So they, would have been more protected against her. And if she does it now, then she's able to capture them sooner or more successfully. Maybe that's it. Anyway, I genuinely thought that she was going to wait until they were like closer. Like her plan was to just drive them to the Shan-Chan. Like lead them into going there on their own, basically. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on there. I guess like it just seems like if she wanted to hand them over to the Shan-Chan, capturing them in Tar Valon is a bit early for her to be able to successfully transport them. So we'll see how that goes. Let's just say that. What else did we get? Lan. Lan is with Alana, Ivan, and Maxim, and they are I guess visiting Alana's family, which was really cool to see, because I don't remember us ever seeing anything about Alana's family from the books. I do not remember that at all, so it was really cool to see that here. And I like this kind of sabbatical. They're trying to, I guess, keep him from having a really, really negative reaction to no longer being bonded by Moiraine. Now, the real question is, do they really mean that she gave up the bond, like she released the bond? Or do they mean because he's cut off from it, that it's because it's always felt like, for me at least, that the bond is still there. It's just being suppressed by the fact that she muted it and then lost her power, so she can't unmute it. But it's still there. That was my thought this whole time. But if they mean because she muted it and then had her power blocked off, now the bond is gone, then that's something different. Or, third option, she is still somehow able to release the bond even though she doesn't have access to the one power anymore. Now, that would be an interesting way to say it. But they're treating him as if the bond was fully released. Not necessarily severed, because Alana made that distinction that it wasn't forcibly or violently severed, but it was rather released. So, because of that, I'm now wondering if it really is released, or if it's what everybody thinks happened, but it's not actually what really happened. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very curious to see where that goes with Lan, and see what choice Lan makes, because he obviously is still dwelling on his time with Moiraine and her cutting words, and he's just dwelling on it, and he's just letting it psych himself out and genuinely negatively affect him. And he shouldn't feel that way. She's just doing her Moiraine thing, going on her own and flying by the seat of her pants. She's a very fly by the seat of her pants kind of person. She's very impulsive. She just makes split-second decisions, and she just throws her whole body into it. So, who knows? It's not that she doesn't plan. I'm not saying that she doesn't have plans, or doesn't have intricate plans or anything like that. It's just that sometimes she just throws those plans out. She's extremely adaptable. And as soon as she gets new information, she will completely upend everything and change the entire course of her life in order to follow this new information. And I feel like that's what she's doing now, especially over in Cairhien. Oh, we found out that Moiraine is the reason that Logain is not in the White Tower, but is instead in Cairhien, which is a very interesting change, because that was something that definitely changed from the books to the show, and we couldn't, like, to be honest, people who have read the books couldn't figure out why he was in Cairhien instead of the White Tower, and now we know. Now we know why he's not in Tar Valon. It's because Moiraine arranged it. And I'm sure Swan assisted because they're in cahoots together, of course. So why, I mean, I guess she wanted him away from the White Tower so that he could be available for Rand to learn from. And in a position for Rand to approach without having the scrutiny of the sisters on him. Interesting. I mean, it's a good idea. It was a good idea. But the problem, of course, is that because Rand was away from her, he also fell prey to Lanfear. So there's that. I don't think she accounted. I don't think she accounted for Lanfear showing up and attaching herself to Rand. So there's that. No good plan survives the initial execution, like initial contact. No plan does. The moment you put a plan in motion is the moment it all goes awry. Yeah, so I'm very excited. I mean, this was very clearly like a setup episode. It was a lot about just trying to put pieces, into their place so that the rest of the season or the next episode will happen the way it needs to. Speaking of, we had Min and Matt in some bar, and Min thought she was meeting some contact of Liandrin's, and it turns out to be Ishamael, which of course makes me think that, oh, okay, Min now knows that Liandrin is in fact in cahoots with Ishamael, and is a dark friend. I think it's pretty obvious this episode that Liandrin's a dark friend, just simply because of the fact that Min went there to meet somebody that Liandrin was sending to her, and she met Ishamael instead. Now, what is Ishamael's plan for Min? Because obviously they want Matt to be somewhere. They want Matt to be in Cairhien. Is it because Lanfear is in Cairhien? Or is it because Rand is in Cairhien? Or both? Is there a reason that Ishamael wants Matt and Rand to be close to each other and together? Does he know about the vision that Min had of Matt stabbing Rand with the dagger, with the cursed Shadala Goth dagger? These are kind of the questions that are swirling in my head with this scene of Min meeting Ishamael. Obviously, her motivation makes sense to me, that she wants some kind of way to get rid of her powers. They've caused her nothing but misery since they have started. So it makes sense that she would try to find a way to get rid of it. But of course, that desire and that denial of the self has led her into a very tricky situation where she's now in between a rock and a hard place with the Rand and Moiraine and the people serving the light, and Ishamael and Liandrin, the people serving the dark. So it's kind of landed her in a sticky situation, which I think has been kind of the theme for this season, is that trying to deny who you are, ignoring who you are, is one of the ways in which you allow darkness to take hold. I think that's an interesting kind of metaphor not a metaphor, but that's an interesting kind of thematic similarity to pull out between multiple characters. We've had multiple characters actually have that kind of feeling. Egwene, well, not Egwene, Nynaeve, Rand, and now Min have all kind of experienced a little bit of, if you deny who you really are, it will go badly for you. Yeah, interesting. The only other thing I wanted to kind of touch on slightly is the relationship between Moiraine and her sister. What was her name? Her sister Enver, something like that. So they obviously parted on bad blood, and now Moiraine just showed up out of nowhere demanding like a room and money and resources and spies and all that. Yeah, and then her sister put her foot down and said, no, you're not gonna ruin things for me. Our family was almost destroyed by our uncle. And the only reason we're still here is because of work that I did. And now my son's about to marry the queen? Ain't no way. So that's interesting. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see where that goes. Yeah. I wonder where Moiraine is going to take Rand now. Is she going to take him back to Cairhien, to her house? Or is she just going to go off somewhere completely different with him? And is Rand going to give her grief for stabbing Lanfear in the back and slitting her throat? 'Tis the question. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. Hopefully he doesn't, like, blame her too much for what's about to happen or what just happened. So we'll see. Oh man, it's gonna be so messy. This season is been really great so far. I'm very excited for the next episode, but we've got another week before it drops. So we'll go ahead and leave it there for now, and I will catch you guys in the next one. All right, bye.
Whatever, all this ever, but you long gone, it don't matter.